Hey guys, I'm Brian. Today we're going to find out what happens when we do stalls in this jet. That's right, we're going to stall this plane. My friend Chris, who you may remember from some L-39 formation flying that we did recently, called me and said he was going to be in town and asked if I wanted to do some flying. When someone with an L-39 says, do you want to do some flying, you say yes. He said, is there anything you think might make for an interesting video? And my first thought was, why don't we look at jet flying from like fresh eyes, from GA eyes, like we haven't flown a jet before. So what I proposed was that we take his L-39 up and we do the maneuvers that us GA pilots do in our planes. So let's see what an L-39 does, slow flight, stalls, steep turns. Let's pull some different Gs and see what that's like, 1, 2, 3, 4 Gs. And then because it's a jet and we like to have fun, we're going to do some aerobatics. But let's hop in the plane with Chris and let's find out what happens when a GA pilot does some of those maneuvers in a jet.
Sulphur Springs traffic, L-39 187 Delta taxiing from the ramp to runway 19, Sulphur Springs. Okay, so now I'm going to do what's called a throttle slam test. Okay, where I go from idle to full throttle. I slam the throttle and I time how many seconds it takes to go to full throttle. Okay. So you can watch my throttle and see when it happens, and I have my timer going. Okay. See how slow it ramps up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. It took about 9 seconds. Okay. That tells you how slow it pulls up.
9 seconds from idle to full power.
Yep. Let's line up. Sulphur Springs traffic, Albatross 187 Delta, departing runway 19, departing to the south, Sulphur Springs. Okay, so holding the brakes, going to full throttle, watching the engine, okay. Releasing brakes.
All right.
Airspeed's alive, the engine looks... Gears up, flaps up, and good hydraulics.
Okay.
There's a big bird to our right. Okay, so I'm here climbing 216 knots, which is VY.
Okay.
We're passing 4,800 feet. So look at your instruments, find the altimeter, one that's going up.
Oh, okay, yeah, it looks different than mine, I see it.
Yeah, it's analog. Mine is saying 6,000 feet right now.
All right, mine's showing 6,300.
Okay, you can adjust it if you want. It doesn't matter, it's just relative when you do the steep turns.
Yeah, I can already tell you how bad I'm going to mess this up because your gauge, like your attitude indicator is completely opposite.
Oh, it's a Russian one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it works backwards.
It works back. That is going to mess me up. I promise I'm not building in excuses for how bad I'm about to fly either.
Oh, that's an excuse. It's good. You'll need an excuse. Maybe.
I'm going to. I'm telling you.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm just going to... And of course there's no horizon. It's so hazy, I'm like, I'll just eyes outside.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, there's 12.5.
Okay.
And I'll throttle about 100%. Okay, so I will do a kind of a half of a steep turn, like
Okay.
90 degrees maybe. So 12,600 is what I'm showing. Okay, 12,500, 220 knots. 60-degree steep turn. I'm already climbing. I'm already 80 feet high. Expecting that. Okay, descending a little bit. I'm descending. I'm 80 feet low. And back to neutral. That was like 90 degrees of a turn.
Okay.
I deviated 80 feet high, then 80 feet low. All right. Want to do a, let's try a steep turn?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you have the controls?
We got the flight controls. Give me a minute to just kind of get a feel for it.
Okay.
All right. All right. Very, very responsive. Okay, so I'm going to try to recreate what you did. I'm going to go to the left.
Okay.
And just you don't pay attention to any of the gauges, and we'll just...
All right.
All right. So I need to pull.
I pull about 2 Gs. And, okay, that's pretty good. Good.
I'll tell you what, I've done worse in the Comanche.
Yeah, not bad. Now you're climbing, so you're going to have to let the nose down.
I am chasing it a little bit, but I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be like losing 1,000 feet.
Oh, you only deviated about 100 feet up and down. Now you're climbing really fast.
Ooh. I just busted the maneuver. Check ride failed. It is extremely sensitive. Okay. But it's not as bad. I mean, clearly I just botched it at the end.
Okay. Sorry, so my controls.
You got the airplane.
But yeah, you did really good until we started talking.
Yeah.
I'm going to head north. I got traffic, 1,000 feet below us in that direction. Go right. I'll do an accelerated stall.
Okay.
Ready?
All right.
So I'm going to pull harder and harder and harder until we stall, and you'll feel it. Not turning.
Yep. Oh, God.
Yeah. And I just let off, and it keeps turning.
Ooh, that was a very violent buffet.
Yep. Okay, so your controls.
I got the flight controls.
So just let the nose down a little bit, get some speed up. I'll tell you when. We'll get to like 200 knots. Okay, now level out, pull the nose up, and now just start turning right 60 degrees and start pulling harder and harder until you feel the buffet. Harder.
There we go.
Harder.
Oh, harder?
Yeah. Okay, and then you let off and it keeps flying. That was good.
That's interesting. So, you know, the buffet, and obviously the speed, I think, is the factor. The buffet is significant. You know, in my plane, I get a little bit of a buffet, but that feels like we're driving over a gravel road.
Yeah.
Very, very, you're not going to accidentally stall this plane accelerated anyway.
I want to get us up, climb up and lose some airspeed at the same time.
Okay.
Trimming back. I'll get us into slow flight, and then I'll give you controls and you can feel how it feels.
Okay.
There's 140 knots, 130 knots. And I'm idle until we get slow enough, then I'll go to like 92% power. Okay, so you have controls.
All right, I've got the flight controls.
Okay, 91% power, and we're just holding 104 knots, 103 knots. I'll hold this, you can mess around.
Okay.
You know.
It's significantly less responsive as I would have expected.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Yep, that was the starting of the stall.
Oh, God, okay.
You're right on the edge.
Right on the edge.
From this, we can go into a stall.
Okay.
So just, I'll pull the power back and let it stall, and then to recover, so I'll take control.
Okay, we got control.
Okay. Yeah. Pull the power back until it stalls, and then I'll recover. Let it develop into a full stall. Okay, max relax roll. So max power, relax the stick and roll wings level for 120 knots, and then slowly pull back.
Okay.
That's the recovery. All right, you want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, your controls.
I've got the flight controls.
I've got power, and then you'll just slam the throttle to the max whenever you can recover. Get your hand on the throttle.
Okay, hands on the throttle.
Comes the stall in a second. Max, relax, roll. Pull back too hard. A secondary stall. You go.
All right, you got the flight controls?
Okay, my controls.
Okay, so the secondary stall, was that accelerated stall because I was pulling back too hard?
I don't know if I would call that accelerated,
You
but
just didn't have the speed yet?
yeah, we were. You had enough speed. You just pulled too much angle of attack.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, for the speed we were going, you pulled too hard. The faster you're going, the more you can pull. All right, so that was the stall.
Not too bad.
Now we're gonna get some speed and do a G warm-up.
All right. A G warm-up, is that just we're going to progressively pull more?
Yeah, we'll start with, we've already done 2 Gs, so I'll probably do 3. So, first I want to climb up a little bit. We're going to need more altitude to do the loop.
Are we pressurized?
Yes.
Okay.
The cabin pressure is, let's see, about 10,000 feet.
Okay.
Well, a little less, but as we go up, it pressurizes more. So we can go up to 23,000 and still be legal.
Okay.
There we go. We're doing a G warm-up. 3G turn to the left.
3G turn to the left.
There we go. There's 3 Gs.
Ooh. All right, I can feel that in my face.
Before we do the Gs is when you want to do the maneuver.
I completely forgot.
Yeah, me too. But we'll need it for 4 Gs though. And
Okay.
do the maneuver, legs, butt, core, abs.
We're just tensing everything.
Yep. And then don't forget to breathe, and then pay attention to your vision.
Okay.
And if any time you want me to stop, just say stop, 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 or something.
Okay.
All right. Okay. There we go. 4G. Turn.
Okay, that's a lot of that. I can't imagine people doing double that.
And that I could feel it on that one. That is right now. That's my limit.
Oh yeah.
At least with the maneuver I did. Yeah, my vision definitely went on that one.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm gonna do another 4G warm up. Here we go.
I was trying to hold my hands up. They weigh 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Can't believe that's only 4 Gs.
Okay, so G warm up. How was your vision?
Perfect. I didn't have any issues with vision.
Okay.
I could tell it was harder to take a breath.
It's good.
And then, like I said, I was just trying to lift my arms and like let them fall, and
Yeah.
it felt like bricks.
Vision is the first thing to start going. It'll kind of start getting narrower, it's more tunnel vision, and then you lose the color, and then it just kind of goes black. And then the next step is to actually go unconscious.
Okay. I didn't notice any changes in my vision.
Okay, that's good. I definitely did.
Okay.
so I will do. Why don't you take the controls?
Okay, I got the controls.
And just do a roll.
Okay, we're gonna do a roll. Talk me through it.
That is, you're gonna nose up 10 degrees.
Okay.
And then go full stick left or right.
All right,
That's
so
it.
It's 10 degrees?
Yep. Full left. More. That's it. You can do another one right now if you want to.
Okay. Degrees. I could do that all day long. That is so fun. I'm gonna do one more.
Terrain.
Right.
System not
Degrees
available.
and that is so much fun. And I'm doing that properly. I'm not putting in any rudder inputs. Is that?
Oh, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrain. System available.
Yeah, that's just a standard easy aileron roll. If you're trying to do like a slow roll or a fancy one for aerobatic competitions, then you might use like rudder and elevator.
Okay.
Let's try. I'm gonna do a vertical, like you're saying, the vertical roll. We're gonna go down, get some airspeed, at least 320 knots, and start pulling a loop. And then when we're going straight up, I'll do a roll, and then pull out of it. Okay?
Okay. That's 300 knots.
Not yet. There's 300.
Okay.
There's 320. There we go.
That was awesome. This is still awesome. Okay, so now you're letting, this just the energy of the
Terrain.
plane.
System not available.
Yep, now we're doing a full loop.
I wasn't paying attention to the gauges. I was looking outside. How many feet did we climb during that?
I didn't see, but like 16,500, 16.5.
Okay. That was awesome, and that's the most uncomfortable I've been on this flight. That was a little, not, looking straight up at the sky and rolling is not normal.
Yeah. Well, that's actually the first time I've done that.
Well, you did a good job, as far as I know. This is idle? Yep, we're just gliding. So I want to talk about real quick. So you showed me at the beginning it takes 9 seconds for the engine to spool up. In my Comanche, go full throttle now, I get a near instant response. So if every landing they say plan for a go around. If you're going to go around, you've got a 9-second delay. So how do you make sure that you're going to have the thrust you need in the event that there's deer crossing the runway or something like that?
Yeah, well, you keep the engine usually spooled up until you're pretty sure you've got the runway. Until you're sure you got the runway made. It might be like when we land, you can watch it, but we'll be 90%.
Oh, okay.
85% to 90%. Because I got full flaps, I'm slow, 120 knots on final. So you do need engine power just to keep that going. And then you pull it at the end, so you just don't pull it early.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anytime you do pull it, you're like super aware of, what you're gonna need in like 10 seconds.
And then additionally, you've got speed brakes, and if I recall, it's a big flap that comes out of the bottom of the belly.
Yeah, we'll deploy speed brakes right now. Ready?
Go for it.
Brakes are out.
Okay.
I can just point it down.
Okay, so we can point down with that. Look at that. We're not gaining any airspeed.
All right, and we're just north of Sulphur Springs, so we're pretty much ready for landing.
All right. Are you going to do an overhead brake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sulphur Springs traffic, experimental jet, Albatross 187 Delta, 6 miles north, setting up for a 5-mile initial for runway 19er with the overhead brake, Sulphur Springs. It's really hazy unfortunately.
And so just for some information, how many gallons an hour do you burn when you're just cruising?
Right now, 146.
146 gallons per hour.
I mean, yeah, we're at 90% throttle, so not really full. At takeoff, it was 300 gallons an hour.
And how many gallons did you say it holds?
340.
With the price of avgas right now.
Never do this math.
Okay.
Try not to. Sulphur Springs traffic, Albatross 187, Delta experimental jet, 3 mile initial for the overhead brake, runway 19er, Sulphur Springs. Sulphur Springs traffic, Albatross 187, Delta, overhead the numbers, overhead brake, runway 19, full stop, Sulphur Springs. Okay, here's the brake, idle, the brake's out, looking for 180 knots for the gear. There's gear coming out, speed brakes in. Watching going back throttle, 160 knots, flaps come out. Staying above 140 knots the whole time. Okay. Out 140 knots. Looking over my shoulder for the perch. Okay. Okay, full flaps now. Full throttle. Looking for 140 knots. Okay, 3 green, full flaps, good hydraulics. Once I get on final, I'll go for 120 knots.
Okay.
$500.
$120 knots.
All right, guys, that's the video. Thank you all for watching. Huge thank you to all the Patreon supporters and Gold Seal, everybody who supports the channel, all of you guys that like and share and all that good stuff. Really, really means a lot to me. Thank you, Chris, so much for reaching out to me. I mean, this is what an amazing experience. So really, really happy that I got to do this. I had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry, it's super long, longer than my normal content, but I had a blast. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all fly smart, and I'll catch you in the next one. Click this link to see the most recent video upload. Click this link to see a video that YouTube thinks you might like. Click this link to subscribe to my channel.